Hello and welcome to the Dead Air Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Rocco. We are the Deader Dudes, and
We
this
are the
is
Dead Air
the
Dudes.
end of 2023. 23?
23.
23. Sorry, the pandemic had screwed up my whole time frame here. And we have reviewed a shit ton of movies and series and well, comic books and other stuff. But what we're going to do is filter down the Deader Dudes list
Yes.
of the best of 23.
Specifically, it's only movies, shows, and comics and all that good stuff that we have seen. Nothing else. All right. That being said,
Because the Academy is a load of crap and it's so much over there that we don't what take the
all right. So we're back. Know that. Know that all the way.
our technical intern is on
All right.
vacation
So
right
we'll
now.
start off and we'll give our first
Well,
category.
first of all, as everybody who does follow us, they know we're big horror fans.
Yes.
So horror is our shit, but doesn't mean we don't watch everything else. We do love everything else there is out there, and we do have a critical eye.
Yeah.
So with that said, what is our first category,
All
sir?
right. We're gonna have our the best horror movie of 2023, at least for us. Only movies that we've seen. So I mean, we're not critics by no means, but we just love movies and stuff. So here is a list of the top 13. I know it's a lot, but 13 for horror. So
Let's
yeah,
rattle it off. Okay.
start it off in no particular
First,
order. So
no
here we go.
particular order. This is just the nominees for everything that there is here. All right. Thanksgiving.
Directed by Eli Roth, and we all seen Thanksgiving. And you want to give a little blurb, but just
Right now, it's a good holiday movie. Obviously, the holiday that it does represent, and it's more slasher than anything else.
yeah. Followed by No One Will Save You, now streaming on Hulu. It's kind of like an alien home invasion type thing.
Yeah, a little sci-fi-ish. Totally Killer.
Okay.
This was a retro 80s jump in time kind of thing, serial killer kind of thing. Fun,
Yeah,
right?
definitely fun.
Soundtrack.
Dark Harvest, based off a book of the same name.
One of the top.
Oh yeah, one of my definite favorites,
Watch
obviously.
you off guard. I
Yeah.
didn't know anything of it. It wasn't really marketed that well. But when you watch this, you feel like you're thrown back into Halloween, into like Jason Freddy kind of thing. I mean, a throwback movie. Very good. Well done.
Saw X, or which is it's a prequel, but at the same time, it's arguably maybe the best or one of the best Saw films of the franchise.
I mean, it snuck up on us
It
because
did, but it didn't. I mean, you kind of knew that with the return of Jigsaw, no spoilers here, or at least the that part where Jigsaw is still alive, it was bound to be good. All right, when evil lurks, I mean, uh,
so I had to
uh,
nod
it's
because
an
Amy told me about it. So I didn't know
yeah,
about it. And then when they finally went,
international film from Argentina, directed by geez, I forgot the guy's name right now, but definitely a good movie. It's a spin on the possession genre, and it's not for the faint of heart. It has heavy gore and stuff that you would not expect
a
in it.
very heavy sensitive material, if you're an occasional like remote horror movie watch,
Do
don't
not
watch
watch it.
this. If you're hardcore, how did you not?
Do it.
And that leads us right into Talk to Me.
Yeah.
This took everybody uh
Well,
off guard.
it was very well received
I mean,
in the
international film from Australia,
yeah
of all
in
things.
the award circuit, so it was expected to be good, and but it's still, even though
Low
you know it's coming.
budget and very, very, very in the season. Okay, Megan, you think this should be a start of a franchise?
It definitely should be. It takes I mean, I guess people would say, oh, it's Chucky, but a female doll. I mean, kind of, sort of, but there's a whole AI aspect of it, which makes it scary. At the same time, it's funny, but darkly funny. Influencer was a underrated film that was one of my faves, where you have a person who obviously, uh, geez, what's the word? They take over someone else's life after a series of events, and it's
Social media driven.
yeah, and it's pretty creepy.
All right, Infinity Pool. Now this just cracked the 13 borderline, and I have to say for myself, what did it is I was not a fan of the ending.
People have loved this movie. It's on everybody's list, but for me, the movie was good. The ending for me just didn't really hit it.
It took a big hit because of the
But
ending.
still, one of the best movies of one of the best horror movies of the year. So
Creepy as hell.
all right, this is another one that it's here and there for me. Skinamarink. It's a very very slow burn, and I mean, but it would deserve to be here.
All right, Knock at the Cabin. M. Night. Him.
Shyamalan.
There you go. I mean, sorry, I do have a little issue with it, but he's on his comeback tour, right? And he's making all these edgy movies. This is apocalyptic. What it lacks sometimes is it projects too much, and it's predictable. So you see where things are going, you know where it's going to end, and it's good. Not great, but it's good. I mean, it deserves to be on the list, yes. And of course, number 13.
Evil Dead Rise, okay? Not necessarily what we expected for to continue on the franchise, but yet it was definitely.
Now, this is where you and I differ, because yes, standalone, it's horror, gore, it's what you want. It's all juicy stuff. It can't be attached to the name of the franchise because you don't have Bruce.
What's up, everybody?
And you don't have a few other things going on. So it kind of lacks. But let's get to the drum roll, man. That is our list of 13.
All right, so how we're going to do is, going to give yours?
No, I think we have a consensus for this one. But before we do that, let's give a toast to all of our listeners who've made our podcast, our YouTube, our social media, and everything flourish this year. It's been another great year. We're progressing forward. We appreciate all your feedback, your kind words, and not so kind words. We welcome it all. It's fine. I got thick skin. It's good. Part of it, the knife wound is still healing on my back.
But, so everybody, Happy New Year, and let's 2024 be the best one yet.
Peace and love, definitely. Blood and gore. It's very good. And for all those, this is not marketed or have we been paid for any advertisement, but this is how we're breaking in the new year at it's breakfast time.
All right. So go ahead.
All right. So we were both very impressed by this movie and it stuck with us. And we did think that they push all the boundaries away the way the horror movie should be. And the one that tops 2023 is When Evil Lurks. Many very good mentions, many very good movies. Actually, I think a pretty decent year for horror.
Actually, it was I'm not gonna say a comeback year, but it was a very, very good year for horror.
Conversely, in other movies, I think it took a dip. In movies as a whole,
right,
there's been some lacking. Horror, I think, was very strong this year.
It was, and there's other ones that we may have missed that were honorable mentions. But we'll be here all freaking day, So
we don't have a category for this, but just to sidebar, live action, comic book and book turned into movie, I think took a hit this year.
Okay, go with that.
I just don't think that they didn't elevate the game. They didn't bring that, except for maybe two movies that we're going to mention. They didn't bring that that level of Endgame or even close.
No.
Two are very good, and two will be mentioned in our end of the year best picture because they're that good.
All right, everybody joining us. Everybody, what's up?
Happy New Year! Welcome. Good morning. I mean the whole deal.
All right, now this is our personal category, which we call dumpster fire, which is for us our least favorite films of 2023. Now, some people may love these movies, and in particular, one in particular is actually on many best of lists.
But why do we have this list?
Yes.
Because by and large, we're so disappointed by the movie. The final product did not do that for us.
The what? All right.
Didn't squeak the bed at all.
Okay.
So
this is a kid's show, so relax.
This is not a kid's show. Kids, if you're watching this, you should be watching.
Go back to sleep.
Go tell your parents, I shouldn't be watching these two fools. No. So we have compiled. Now, actually, we had a hard time to narrow this down.
Yes, we did. So we did what we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deep.
Now let's start it off with Transformers, whatever the Beast,
Well,
Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast. Now look,
Right. Oh, I gotta crack my back for this.
I mean, we're not gonna get too far into every film, but just a quick little blurb. Lots of action. If you like the Transformers film, you probably like this one. But
No, you
I
don't.
just
No, you don't.
just think they progressively got worse.
No, they make Optimus Prime look like a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's a shell of his former self. They make these animal type of Transformers. Who, where the hell did they come from? I don't know what canon they
No,
put
they
this
won
ass out of.
when the Beast Wars and everything.
Yeah. It's so disappointing. It got overshadowed by. I'm sorry, I'm saying this. It got overshadowed by political correctness. That it's not the time and place. Let's make a Transformers movie.
All right, moving on. We have
the main evil bad guy. I'm sorry. Didn't even show his face more than 5 seconds. How do you do that?
Sorry. Michael Bay and Company. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right, I digress.
Moving on, this movie that many people have seen, and those who have seen, or maybe you've seen it on Prime, maybe in a little clip, or maybe, and you're thinking, maybe from the producers of Final Destination, I might want to watch this film. Do not get fooled and pay the $4.99, $2.99, or even for free. Maybe watch it on Tubi when you're.
You want the hour and a half back, or whatever it was.
Exactly, to death do us part. Okay, you have this couple that's about to get married or got married, and then for whatever reason, she goes. Well, I had this review, and it's just a revenge / horror / comedy, but not really really supposed to be funny, but it's just all bad. To death do us part. Okay.
All right, let's get to this one. This one had such a big name, huge cast,
huge,
and it was pumped very hard. Trailers galore, spot
everywhere.
Ads, the whole freaking thing. And nothing was, well, very few was a disappointment as Asteroid City.
Yeah, you had a monstrous cast, and people will say, whoa, wait a second, it was one of the best films. No.
Where?
It was dull, drab, and even though, I mean,
the best thing of the movie is the set design.
Yes, set design was wonderful, and it wasn't for me.
It almost poked fun of itself, and you hardly took it seriously.
Yeah, maybe that was part of the issue, so.
God, it was so disappointing.
So The Flash. Okay, what can we say about The Flash? The CGI was terrible. We all know the issues with the main actor. Yeah, Ezra Miller. And we know that DC has gone through an up and down year in particular.
When is he taking hold of this thing?
I don't know, man. I mean, that's just
because it's swirling down the bowl fast. Sorry.
I mean, who knows? But yeah, it was from where it should have been and what was expected from this movie. It was severely disappointing. And that's why it's on our.
And I must say, especially because we have a hardcore set of comic book fans out there.
Hello, everybody who's joining.
Flashpoint. If you read the whole canon, you kind of cringe at where this could have been.
Yeah,
and where it was.
Well, you need to obviously separate, as a DC fan or the comic book fan, separate the movie canon, obviously, from the book.
But if you're James Gunn, cut your losses now.
Well, hey,
and don't put out this. Don't put out Aquaman. You shouldn't have put out anything.
Yeah,
it was actually not bad. But you gotta cut it.
Tangent.
You gotta cut it.
Tangent.
Okay, tangent, man. And I'm sorry, this does not help, but it does. It does.
Okay.
It does.
Shotgun Wedding, the J-Lo disaster. On Netflix, right? It was on Netflix, I believe, right?
Yeah, and I think special shout out to the Philippines for providing set design for.
All right. I mean, I guess it didn't know whether or not it wanted to be an action film, be a romantic comedy, or be both, or be a satire, whatever it was, and it just fell flat. That's what I gotta say about that. And just because I hold this movie, the original, in high regard, and I may get some flack for this, but White Men Can't Jump, now streaming on Hulu.
Didn't jump.
It did not jump. Was left on.
I saw bits and pieces of it because I could not waste my time to watch the entire movie. And yes, good God.
Okay, that being said, let's go with
drum roll, please. And all right, should we say 1, 2, 3, or you want to use first? Mine?
No, you got you know which one I hate. Go ahead, you know, go for it.
Well, I thought Asteroid City was the biggest disappointment.
Yes, it was the biggest disappointment, so therefore it's our dumpster fire film of the year.
Come on. Ooh, I could smell the burn.
All right, action movies. Okay, we all love action films. Now there were a bunch this year. Now, because a movie maybe one category in one category doesn't mean that it may not win another category. And there's some bad movies in this, but take it for what it is. As action films, they were not bad.
They weren't bad at all. And we will start off the nominees with.
Can you read my writing?
I can read. This is right. I'm not that buzzed yet. It's only 12.
In no particular order. Here we go.
All right, Extraction 2 on Netflix, because Netflix had Extraction 1. And Thor as the lead. And actually, the train sequence in the opening shot is phenomenal. It almost looks like a continuation shot. And I mean, you take that and you pit it against the train sequence in Mission Impossible 2, which I know, Mission Impossible, whatever, 5, 9, whatever it is. It's great. It's great action. It flows and it moves, right? No, you hate a stagnant action movie.
It was one action set or action piece for another action piece. The scene in the prison.
Oh, yeah.
He has to go through all the prisoners to
It's almost escape. Like a video game.
It's literally, that was shot in one continuous shot. So
kudos to them. Yeah. Very good.
Fast X or Fast 10. What can you say? Movie was trash. Should have been a dumpster fire, but
it just made the cut.
It just made the cut.
We saved it from burning.
Yeah, I mean, explosions, rolling metal down the thing.
It's off the list here. Oh my god!
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's all about familia.
Remember, all about familia. It wouldn't be good at all if it weren't for Jason Momoa's portrayal.
Momoa, bad guy, was the best thing.
He saved that movie.
100%.
And they brought everybody back from the dead. So it's like the zombieverse, too.
There you go.
Good freaking God. Again, like I mentioned, Mission Impossible.
Dead Reckoning, Part 1, right?
The man is ageless.
He's ageless.
And he still tries to do his own stunts, amazingly, which they got to cut that. But again, it does move. It's not slow. It's not boring. He's on the edge. And again, it's Part 1 to Part 2.
Do you think it would have been better if it was just a standalone film instead of a Part 1?
No, because then it would be 3.5 hours long.
Okay, moving on. John Wick Chapter 4 or John Wick 4. What can you say?
Man, God, I wish this thing would never end, but apparently he is, spoiler.
Yeah, there no spoilers.
All right.
We will give no spoilers. No spoilers.
All right. I wish it wouldn't end, but as Chapter 4 of the line of John Wick, which do not watch this series. Sorry, that's just my input. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Was it a fitting end? You can argue that all you want.
Well, there's another one. Was
it fitting end for him? But a captivating movie. You get all the action. You get the martial arts. You get everything. Can't say enough. Sword fighting is awesome in that.
Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. Obviously better than the Crystal Skull debacle. Not as good as, obviously, the first two and also Temple of Doom. So you kind of put it.
And talk about ageless too. I mean,
what's
his low 80s? Harrison Ford.
I think he's 79 or something.
He's still sharp. He carries the movie. It's action filled. It continues. You get the spirit of it didn't lose that.
It was a great. I mean, it was a good film. It just it was good. It was good. All right, we got Equalizer 3. I let Rocco mention this one because I didn't finish watching it yet.
The action sequences are pretty. I mean, Denzel captivates you still. Those moments of confrontation, and now the story is. It's obviously the end of the 3, right? Obviously. And it tries to come full circle. So there's a redemption arc. There's there's a whole lot of personal stuff that he goes through, but Denzel's Denzel. You get your money's worth. They're just the scenes where they confront the bad guy. It's a little bit more somber than the other ones.
Okay, moving on. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Now, the movie in itself is obviously a little melodramatic, and some people might say it's a little bit of a. Well, I don't want to get political, but yeah, it leans a little too far a certain way, but the action and the story itself, based on a true story, again, we'll see, how legitimate it is, but it's well acted. Action's very good, so it's definitely up there.
The actually he should get credit for that. He did a good job in that. Jake,
I think Jake,
he did good, and the supporting actually did very well too.
Yes,
it was a good action movie. You got to check it out. It was right up your alley. Sisu. I didn't know this. Again, Izzy heard about it. He watched it. He referred it to me. I ended up watching it. If you want a gritty, savage. Period piece, not really. Yeah,
I mean, it says past. I mean, it's a period piece. You think a period piece, you think of Bridgerton. I mean, it wasn't that, but it was like what World War II.
Yeah. So, but if you want to get like to the heart of darkness and survival during brutality of World War II times, Evan, hey, you should check this out. I mean, he takes it to another level of savagery. Yeah. And if you enjoy that stuff, if that's up your alley.
If you love a good revenge flick and you just strap in.
You want to get your hands dirty? Get all bloody? Sisu.
Now, one that just came out, not recently, but this month, you have Silent Night, the return of John Woo to American audiences as far as Hollywood is concerned. And it's about a father, another revenge flick, who had his vocal cords cut out, and he has to avenge his son's death at the hands of drug dealers. So, yeah, enough said. I mean, a little melodramatic, a little over the top, but, very, very, very good.
And they think one last one to round it out.
Yeah, and this one I contemplated hand and heart whether or not to even put it in. But when I saw it, it was all right, much better than her previous, Shotgun Wedding. Go ahead.
No, but J-Lo takes it to another level, right? I mean, she gets raw.
No, yeah, she actually, she did well in the role of the mother, and it was worthy of a nomination for Best Action.
All right. Fire the guns. Action. Best action movie of 2023 is
John Wick Chapter 4.
You will not get disappointed. If you can't get enough of the fights, if you can't get enough of the martial arts, of lack of guns sometimes when you have to fight hand to hand, knife to knife. I mean, seriously, the sword play in the beginning scenes is
ridiculous.
I can't get enough. I'm sad that this is number 4, but check it out.
All right, Raka is a resident anime guy, so I will leave it up to him to give the anime.
A lot of people have said that during the pandemic, a lot of people had nothing else to do, so they binged anime, right? Yes. These are non-anime fans, and they went through a whole slew of different movies. Now you got Hulu, Crunchyroll, Funimation, you got even Netflix, and they all have played a whole lot of anime, and so it has reintroduced everyone to the world of anime. So I'm just gonna read. There's tons. There's so much out there. You can spend another pandemic. No, I don't wish that on anybody. Pandemic binging this. But I'm just gonna read off some of the ones that we have watched, we have enjoyed through this year. And here we go. Zom 100. And if you don't watch this is on Netflix. Yes. Zom 100 is this guy, and this was I believe a graphic novel too. That was a manga that was,
and it was also a movie, which also premiered on Netflix this year and was decent. But from all accounts I've heard, the anime was clearly better. So the manga as well.
We have made a comic book. We have made scripts. Every time we think that the zombie verse is dying, somebody reinvents it.
They bring it right back.
It never dies. It's here to stay. And Zom 100 is about that. You got this poor workaholic guy in Japan who all of a sudden, when the zombie virus breaks out, it's the happiest day of his life. Because now he starts his bucket list of what to do. And so that's Zom 100. Pluto, which is an AI take on crime. And it gets pretty visceral. It's interesting.
So visceral.
It's very good dialogue and it's enjoyable. I think Pluto's also on Netflix. So
Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Oh my goodness. I cannot say more about this because the writing is excellent. The graphics are excellent. the concept is a little different, and it's more historically based, but I don't know how accurate. But they do take a space. Now, it does not overly inundate you or get preachy with social media and with political correctness of the time of today and social justice, although there's elements of that in there because this is late 16th century Japan.
Yes.
But she's the main character. You're not supposed to be a samurai as a female.
Spoiler, by the way.
And revenge, everything, gore. The kill scenes are, again, I use the word over again. I gotta find another word, savagery, but excellent savagery.
You used that already twice.
Very good, very good, very, very good. Stray Dogs. Something Stray Dogs, I forget that. But that's another one. That, again, is not for the kids, not for the faint-hearted. It gets really gross. It gets really bloody. That's damn good. And then there's a few more that we're going to get.
Scott Pilgrim, what, takes off?
Scott Pilgrim takes off, which we absolutely love.
We absolutely loved. I mean, if you're a fan of the books, if you're a fan of the graphic novels, if you're a fan of the movie,
video games,
or the video game.
I mean, the whole Scott Pilgrim universe. Now, this is different.
The Scott Pilgrim multiverse.
This is pretty much mostly Ramona.
Yeah, but we're not going to get to it because we already spoiled enough already with the samurai. So we're moving on.
Scott Pilgrim is an excellent watch. And then we'll get to it. So Demon Slayer 4, right? This is season 4 already. Some have mentioned that it takes too long in between.
Too long.
But Demon Slayer 4, it's very good. It's not great. I think they're losing a little bit of steam. I think they have to speed this up and get a little more. Now they're introducing more of the Hashira. They're introducing more of the top 3, top 5 of the demons.
It's about time.
Yeah. I don't know how much more they could. I don't think they can go word for word with the manga because it's going to take 9 years.
9 years.
So I think with the next 2 or 3 seasons, I hope, because otherwise I think they're losing a little steam with this.
Now, of course, this is the stuff that we saw, well, more Raka, who I know there's obvious ones that we probably have missed. Like, yeah, you have your One Piece and you have your many other ones.
Yeah, One Piece, this is like season 20 something. So no, but sidebar, the One Piece true live action is excellent. It's almost word for word to canon. So if you enjoy the first 1 or 2 seasons,
all right,
it's great. And without further ado, I'm gonna get you to the winner because everyone was looking forward to this. It did take a while. It's an hour and a half freaking long. And this is part 2, 3, or whatever of the finale of Attack on Titan. It's got a huge following for a reason. Man, it is apocalyptic to the core. It gets to the human condition. Oh, you got colossal blood and guts everywhere.
Everywhere.
The winner. And by a slight margin, because there's a lot of really good anime this year. Attack on Titan season 4, the finale. Good God, was it so good? I almost cried at the end.
Almost. I didn't, but that's besides the point. All right, now we're going to go to our best actor and actress, okay? This is, again, the movies that we've seen, so it's only, what we've done. All right. Let's go best actor. We'll go through this pretty fast. We'll go through this. We have Paul Giamatti from The Holdovers.
Excellent.
Yeah,
dramatic play.
Bradley Cooper in Maestro.
And if you didn't see it, good portrayal. Got his words, his inflection, his mannerisms down pat. Joaquin Phoenix in Beau is Afraid. I mean, he took a freaking leap in this role. I'll leave it at that because
we have T.O.U. from Past Lives. I know I probably mangled the name, but surprisingly good film.
There's no apologies here that we are Nicolas Cage fans. And Dream Scenario, haven't watched it. Oh, what I do enjoy is that it is refreshingly original.
So original.
And I don't think the movie works without.
Well,
I'm not projecting here, but I'm just saying.
It cannot be a bigger endorsement than that. And last but not least, we have Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer, of course. And the drum roll, please. Rocka, go ahead.
Mr. Joaquin Phoenix wins Best Actor for his portrayal as Beau is Beautiful, a manic, depressive, mental breakdown individual who is trying to sort things in life. And that movie is out there.
It's out
but
there.
only he. I mean, for the things that he sacrificed and put on, he put everything. I mean, everything on screen.
Okay.
You have to.
Best actress. This was a little more difficult because there were so many good performances out there. So it's going to be a little more, I won't say run of the mill, but more expected of what we thought. We have Carey Mulligan from Maestro.
Yeah, she played the wife, which is pretty much shares the spotlight in the movie.
Katie Spaney, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce the name, from Priscilla, playing Priscilla Presley. Obviously,
Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, which again, timepiece, a Scorsese portrayal of multiple different. She's a victim, and she's a strong character.
And two of other ones that might not be in the nominations for the Academy Awards, but for
they can screw themselves because they're politically all tapping themselves in the back.
Okay, Margot Robbie as Barbie.
So now, if you didn't see Barbie, okay, no one is touting it to be the greatest movie on the planet.
Hello, Barbie.
But what she did was fantastic.
Yeah.
No one else, I think, could have pulled that.
That's said. And Greta Lee from Past Lives. Name same film we mentioned before. And drum roll, please. Raka.
Serve it up.
I want to shock the world and say it's Margot Robbie from Barbie.
Barbie! Yeah, I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. And you don't want to hear me sing. But she was fantastic. Again, I don't think anybody could have played it off as hokey as the premise of the movie was.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's the whole point.
Maybe. You can't argue with box office, right? You can say whatever you want with it, but it's what? Top grossing film of the year? Possibly.
I do believe it's definitely up there. I'm not exactly
maybe sure. top 3.
Yeah.
So it's not because it's Barbie, which it's partly that. Her portrayal of what the story goes to. No one is going to ever, I hope not, put this on a mantle as one of the best movies ever. But set design and character development, and captivating audiences. Margot.
Okay, now we go to our best movie category of the year.
Dun.
Which is a combination of everything. And we hey, like I said, the movies we've seen. So here we go.
All right, some of these movies we've already mentioned. Mm-hmm. So those will just breeze by. Some of the other ones will give a little snippet. But first on our list is Past Lives. So we both saw it. And again, if you have watched it, it's a romantic drama piece.
Yes.
Not romantic comedy. No. But it forces you to be more introspective. And if everybody is going through their own shit in relationships and whatnot, I think everybody to a person can relate to the questions you hold. What if?
Exactly. Now, another one on our list that we have mentioned it already, and it's still here, Sisu. We mentioned it before. So revenge movie.
But there's a character arc,
Oh, definitely.
And in the mix of all the blood and guts, you end up feeling for this dude when you get the backstory of how he got to be who he was.
Okay, we have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
No hiding the fact that we love comic books, we love movies, we love the hero verse, the superhero verse, and this movie did blow us away.
Yeah,
and we didn't think it would be better than the first one.
Yet
but it might be.
It might
very well be. It was that damn good.
We have obviously the aforementioned before. We mentioned Barbie.
And again, like you had alluded to, Barbie is fluff, but it's entertaining fluff.
It's well done fluff.
It's well done. If you're going to make a movie like this, you make it all the way. And they made it all the way. Deserves to be on the list.
Oppenheimer, the Nolan classic. I know it's a bit long, but the movie is
a lot
near perfect in many ways.
I will say this, right? A lot of Best Picture nominations are biopics.
Mm-hmm.
Amadeus to Now to whatever. And granted so, but are you enamored by the real life biography or how it's played out in this particular script? Almost all of them to a T are controversial.
Yeah.
Because they leave controversial lives. I get it. But if you take that away, and if you didn't think this was a real life person's story, it's good. There's one or two jabs that a lot of people have taken. Not saying it's the most perfect movie. It is long.
Yes.
But it's a well-made thing.
Yeah, enough said.
And then we'll take you to what I think. It's a great movie. Snuck up on me like a tick bite. Godzilla -1. That's right.
Yes.
Godzilla -1. Because it's not Godzilla only. It's a real story, well-developed humanist story with Godzilla in the background. And he's not even in the background.
Not
He
even
like shares the spotlight. And yes, it's fantastic. If you're not watching this, you should watch it and you tell us what you think. But Godzilla -1 is on this list.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
You know, biopic, real adaptation to what really happened in Oklahoma during the 1950s or so with the Native American Indians at the time and oil and everything and sinister characters, bad characters. Yes. Scorsese. Yes. Character. Yes.
One of his best.
Longer than long.
Longer than long.
Unnecessarily long. And, usually that's a good thing, but no.
Speaking of long films, well, actually it wasn't long, but Maestro. And we obviously lauded Bradley Cooper's performance as well as Carey Mulligan's performance of,
a legendary iconic figure in the world of music, orchestra, and Broadway. Leonard Bernstein. I mean, well acted. I have to do some deep dive to see whether the actual personal portrayal, because it's so much of his personal life.
When he's seen in interviews and those snippets, I mean, it looks like he's got the mannerisms down pat and the voice down pat and the whole look. It's
tragic in a way, but yeah, very good movie. Yeah, I highly recommend you watch.
The Holdovers, one of Rocco's favorites.
A sleepy type of drama, coming of age, doesn't matter what age. I mean, now Giamatti he's up there in the top 10 actors.
No, he's great.
As somebody who can pull off a character, bring it to life like nobody else.
Yeah. You would, and I hate to say this, as a character actor, he's always been, and he's not your traditional A-list actor. He always,
and he should be though. He
and
should.
It doesn't matter because he doesn't look like a certain way. He doesn't look, like Ryan Gosling. No, not against Ryan Gosling, but I mean,
every character he plays is memorable.
Yeah,
is like to a T. You talk about copying or developing mannerisms and just memorable. I mean, he's freaking fantastic. And then we get to, of course, we had to throw in our horror movie.
Of course.
When Evil Lurks.
When Evil Lurks. What can be said? We mentioned already. We can't get too deep into it because not to spoil it, but
deep in as far as what impressed you, that took you away, that it had to be put on our
that
list.
It pulled no punches and did not care who or what got killed or murdered within the film. It did not care. The storyline was adult and dark, and it leaves it open for possibly even a franchise, definitely a sequel. And the movie was just something that you would not see freaking Hollywood ever do.
Well, here's the thing, right? We love horror.
Yeah.
And
mind you, it's a subtitled film, so you can watch it on Shudder, whatever. So I mean, even then, it's still you still understand what's going on.
But you and I both,
the cinematography, the symbolism within the film, it's all. I mean, it's a horror movie. So I mean, if you don't like horror, you're not gonna like it. But it is. So what?
But you and I both could separate gore for gore's sake and gore that drives and moves the plot.
Right.
And in here, I think this director marries the two perfectly.
He does.
Where it's not just this bludgeoning for no reason, which, I mean, there's a ton of movies like that. Slaughterhouse. But which has its place, though. It has its place.
It does.
As entertainment. But here, I think it really grabs deep into your soul
and just yanks it out.
Just rips that with reckless abandon. It just goes for it. And it's tough.
So that being said,
it's tough.
Let's drum roll.
And I'll count it down until you tell us the top movie of 2023 is
Godzilla -1.
Oh!
You have to give it a couple more, little tidbits of the film.
I mean, it takes a former kamikaze pilot and his personal guilt, survivor's guilt of surviving and not doing his job, and that's why he survived, and those that died, and takes him to like second chance when he meets Godzilla and he has to do something heroic or else entire Japan or the world would die.
All right.
But that said, there's a ton of survivor guilt and survivors and humanistic story of what it means to gather yourself after cataclysmic events, and in this case the end of World War II and the punishment laid upon Japan and them picking up their pieces and moving forward. Godzilla in this is part of the story, and it's not separated, and the CGI is fantastic. His fire breathing is probably the best I've seen. They've maintained the original score, the original roar, the original music, that orchestrated music that's just iconic for Godzilla. So they've melded, and Toho, the production company, has melded the both into this updated version, still set in the 1940s and 50s. So when you have that kind of story moving along with Godzilla, and there's some awesome confrontation scenes.
Right.
Blew me away, man. Blew me the F away.
Yeah. Now we have a special additional category, which you probably should have gave before, but hey, we have the best show of 2023. All right. So we have all from animation to limited series to continuing series to brand new series, and we'll take it away.
Let's start with Swarm.
The limited series right now on Amazon Prime. It's so difficult to discuss. It's like you have this superstar musician who has these rabid legion of fans called the Swarm, and to the lengths that a fan or fanatic would go to for their musical icon.
I mean, this mimics like the real life Beyonce had gone through.
Yeah.
The struggles of a stan, a over the top obsessive fan. And what the main character, sorry, don't have her name, what her versatile role in this is phenomenal. She deserves every credit and every role thereafter because she is so unbelievably good.
Oh, so good.
So good in this.
So we also have Gen V, the spinoff of The Boys. I mean, what more can be said? Imagine you meld, I don't know, set The Boys in a college campus, and that you have the over the top antics and scenes, and then you have some really good storytelling and good acting from the leads.
And it's not a total spinoff in the sense that it connects everything to present The Boys,
right?
Which would be interesting for when season 4.
Jeez, I think it's 4. Whatever. The
next eventually season, next year,
whenever the hell comes back. All right, we have Loki, one of my favorites of the year. I thought that it was one of the best Marvel shows of the year
in a long time. Period.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Hiddleston, and I'm gonna mangle his name, but obviously we know Key.
Yeah, the entire cast.
Yes.
Listen, the entire cast, the ensemble they put together, the story writing, and actually cleverly enough, they've embedded outs for the Kang.
Bro, the ending actually opens it up and gives Marvel a perfect out to get rid of to get out of the whole Kang situation.
Which, just quick sidebar, not sure what they're going to do, if they're going to pivot and recast, or they're going to just use a variant.
No, maybe they bring back Doom, or they bring Doom.
Variant would be an answer.
Yes.
But variant and Doom is what I want to see.
Yeah.
All right.
We have one of my favorites, and it's underrated. It's underrated show on Apple TV called Shrinking, starring Jason Segel and Harrison Ford, about a therapist who is still struggling with his daughter, the loss of his wife, and the shenanigans that go on. So,
or the writing as well as the acting is phenomenal.
yeah, it's very, very good. Watch it. And Harrison Ford is old curmudgeon, just perfect in this role.
We both enjoyed the Netflix series Beef.
So good.
I mean, it is a totally different spin on anger management. And not totally different, but different in the sense that, let's be real, they've used a largely Asian cast, which you would not stereotypically associate with aggression.
You would not.
But good God, does it go off the freaking meter fast?
It goes crazy.
The writing, the acting, the cleverness of Beef is very entertaining. And it also leads you to probably a season 2.
Yeah, I mean, but I'd be okay if it's a one-off. Okay,
really
now we'd be remiss if we don't mention Succession, which ended.
Yeah, this was the final. Yeah, this was
so. I mean, what could be said? I mean,
what was that, 7?
I'm not exactly sure. Great show, great writing, great acting. You know, we've all seen it, so definitely up there. As you mentioned before, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off was definitely one of our faves, and it was as good as can get as far as a sequel / comic movie / adaptation. Okay.
With a nice update.
Yeah. Now Rocco mentioned Blue Eyed Samurai.
Again, very gritty.
No spoilers then.
No, but you gotta love it. I'm not gonna spoil that one. There are some also honorable mentions. Monarch, again, it now takes a hit after I saw Godzilla -1. I don't know how they're going to do this now because it's almost two divergent story paths.
Well, you have one. The Monarch is based off the films, which it kind of lands somewhere in between. In between what? The Kong and the other one.
Hijack was excellent. As far as an entertainment spin, of course, Idris Elba is phenomenal. He carries the whole show.
Yeah, there's some of it was twisted, and some of it were twisted.
Weird about Invincible. Okay, so what is it? 4 episodes? 3? It hurts that it's only 4 or so. The first 2 episodes, I didn't know where this was going. And if you read ahead, which unfortunately I read ahead, I expect more. I expect what's coming. I did the same thing with The Walking Dead, and I shot myself right in the ass.
Right in the,
but the left cheek, which is good because the right is important. But what hurts is that it leaves you with such a. I mean, you're wanting more. How do they stop at 4, and then you got to take a break, and then no.
You have to recalibrate.
You know what I hate? It reeks of milking it.
Well, I mean. Look, we don't know the specifics. We also have you have the writers, the actor strike and all that stuff. Kind of it affected a lot of our favorite shows and some new ones about to come. And of course, we cannot forget to mention The Bear season 2, which was almost as good as season 1. Acting was great.
One of the best series.
And yes, chefs, I'm gonna say.
Phenomenal. If you're not watching that, and during this actually holiday season, you don't even have to watch the whole series. Watch the 7 Fishes.
Yes.
And the damn fork. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, just for that episode, I mean,
that itself should actually be a like single of the year. That should be
most definitely
standalone episode of the year. That was
so. That being said, should we get to it?
Let's get to it. And I'll give you the honor, sir.
I'll give you the honor, sir.
I would have to say Swarm.
Swarm, underrated, so good. Check it out.
I mean, it's a rare mix of serial killer, a little bit of lighthearted comedy, and drama, character arcs, and everything. But it's so different. And I love when somebody has, how many different machinations of the same
No, I mean you're
genre
watching
the
and
same.
you almost don't know what's going on, and you're like, wait a second, and you're like, this is so effing nuts. But then you're like, this is so good.
And you don't think it's gonna happen. It happens.
Yeah.
It's
And then it
nuts.
happens, and it happens. And
Swarm is excellent.
all right,
Excellent,
now that
excellent.
that does it for our award show. I know it went a little too long for you guys, but you know,
Oh, you can watch it later.
You should have seen last year's.
Yeah. But last year we were just coming out of COVID. We wanted to touch on everything. This year we pared it down a wee bit.
So that being said, I mean, please, check out our YouTube, check out our podcast
Right.
at the Day There Dudes.
This episode will be reposted on YouTube and of course on the podcast. Everybody have a safe and happy holiday season. I'd be remiss if we don't let you know that we will also post the end of the year rest in peace celebrity. That's like we always do.
In memoriam.
And again, enjoy every minute you're alive. Enjoy all the shows out there that we just mentioned, and just enjoy peace and love, especially in these trying times.
Enjoy each other.
Enjoy each other. Remember, always save the whales and a couple people on the way.
Take care, everybody.